Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. So, what I want to talk about a little bit is do I think there's great content on the internet? Absolutely. There's a lot of guys that I listen to and kind of watch videos of. I think, there's a lot of powerful speakers out there. Certainly, I'm a fan of Gary Vee. I like some of what Grant Cardon says, even though a lot of stuff that Grant says I'm not huge about. But there are a lot of really good people on the internet that put out really good content. But here's what I want you to be careful about. Most of the content that they're giving you is kind of like an iceberg in the water, right? We'll use this as an analogy. They're giving you this much information on a topic that's really 4 feet deep. Okay, so you're getting an inch of a 4-foot deep topic. And we have to be careful how we use that information. If you don't have a complete picture of the information that you're getting is only a fraction of it. And does it make sense? Absolutely. But there's more to it that goes into that particular topic than what you're hearing these guys say, right? And a lot of times it's that whole, hey, buy my book, right? Or subscribe to my channel, subscribe to this. We're going to teach you how to do all this, but there's additional information you have to pay for. And that's really the truth about a lot of stuff, right? There's a reason why people have to go to medical school for many, many years in order for them to be able to practice medicine, because there's a ton of information. They can't give it all in one little chunk, right? One little procedure that may take a doctor 5 minutes. I guarantee you he spent months and months on to learn how to do that and learn how to do it correctly and effectively. So when we are talking about information, right? And I see a lot of this, and here's what frustrates me. We'll be honest with you. Here's what frustrates me. I see a lot of people who listen to these online gurus and then all of a sudden think that they have the ability to coach other people. Guys, the information that I have is gained through experience. And I don't care who you are. You're not going to be some 20-year-old something that's going to have the business acumen to be able to go in and make practical changes in people's businesses and people's lives and improve that business. Right? You just going in and spouting off a couple little things that you heard some other guru say, and it goes, and I'll use advertising as an example. Advertising is really, really, really key. People go in and go, well, you need to do Facebook advertising. Well, you need to do this. Well, you need to do that. You need to be on social media. just get yourself out there. Guys, that works really well for when you're a person that's trying to brand yourself and you're trying to get a little message out there. You can do all kinds of stupid, goofy videos and stuff like that. And I certainly, put out my opinions. A lot of what I put out is my opinion, right? But in the same breath, it's that, well, how do you advertise, right? Now, how do you effectively put that ad out there? What is the messaging, which is the biggest thing, right? And that's the thing they're never going to tell you is, what is the messaging of that advertisement? How do those words that you put into that message like play with people's minds and get them to take action on what you want them to do? That's the stuff they're never going to tell you. So just telling somebody, well, you just need to advertise. You just need to advertise. Well, yeah, that's true. But what is the messaging? What's the frequency, right? When should you advertise? Because when you advertise, that's very, very important. If you're advertising, I'll give you an example. If you're advertising on the wrong channel, with the wrong message at the wrong time, you're not going to have the right buyer. You're not going to target your audience or the audience that you want to have. So again, it's that, people are out there talking about their consultants and, it's all about technology. If you don't know that industry and what that technology involves or what the capital investment is to make that business grow, and you're just spitting off a bunch of shit like, hey, well, you just need to invest in technology and don't have anything to back up what you say, you're as worthless as the fortune cookie you get at the Chinese restaurant. It's very generic, broad information that has a broad stroke, but it's nothing anybody's going to be able to use. So again, do I want you to listen to these people? Absolutely. They all have something good to say, but Don't take a fraction of what they say or what they say and try to put it into play, because it's not going to really work out as well as you think it is. And I'll use this as an example, because I heard Grant Cardon talking about this probably about a month ago. He talked about real estate, right? And he talked about buying real estate. Oh, you buy this thing for $80,000 and you put a renter in there for X and your mortgage is this and you got immediate cash flow. Guys, there's a lot more to a formula on real estate. There's expenses that you have, right? You got to have insurance on that thing. You got to have a damage fund that in case something happens, and you can say, oh, the renter will pay for it. I will tell you right now, the down payment you get on a deposit for a renter in a home doesn't cover the cost of everything that's going to go wrong with that house. If you have a furnace that goes out in that house, you're going to be out $4,000 to $5,000, $3,500 to $5,000, right? Well, where's that money coming from? If you're just counting all of your rental income as income, that's a problem, because now you've got to make a reinvestment in that property. How are you going to do that? How are you going to fund that? So it's not always about, well, I buy this place for $100,000 and I'll rent it for $1,500. That's $1,500 income to me. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. There's property taxes. There's all kinds of other things that if you don't put money aside for that, you're going to be in big trouble. There's loans that you got to pay back. If you're just making $200 profit on that, but you're not putting anything away for the insurance and a damage, or a maintenance fund or something like that, and something happens to that property, you're in for big trouble. So again, do I think that Grant has a lot of great stuff? Absolutely. But again, it's this much information on a topic that's really 4 foot deep. Gary Vaynerchuk, he's got some great information. I love some of this stuff, especially about being patient, work hard, invest time and hours into it. But you're not going to, the other thing is the employment thing, right? You work for your employees don't work for you. I think that's a great principle, right? But there's a lot of shit behind the scenes on that he doesn't really cover. That's a very deep topic. And I will tell you, if all you're doing is running around trying to appease your employees, you're gonna have a really hard time keeping employees. Because if your employees think they're in more control of you and your business than you are, that's a problem, right? So you have to rule fairly, but you got to rule firmly as well. You got to be able to set boundaries and guidelines. So again, this is all about the information that you absorb out there. Although some of it is very, very good, some of it is really, really bad, and you got to kind of sift through that and figure out what that is. Don't base your entire life on this much information, guys. Get the master's degree, learn life first, and you're going to get that through experience. So that's my little tip for you today. If you love what I say, guys, share the video, like the video, put your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I'd love to have you on my alerts every time I put a new video out. So thanks for listening. Hope you all have a great day, and take care. Bye-bye.